Okay, so we're back with another Hitman 2 Escalation, and you might be thinking, is he going to moan about this one? And I'm going to have a little gripe about the first two levels. I really didn't want to, because in principle I like the idea, but come on, it's another pacification one. So we're starting off, we've got to pacify the mailman, and the quickest way to do it is to use the trank gun. Now, if you haven't got the trank gun, it is a little bit more hard to get the mailman. I am going to try and do another video where I show you how to get the mailman a bit easier, but I'm not doing it in this route for the simple reason I've got a trank gun, I'm using it. So the idea is you can take the keys disguise and the package, which you need for the objective. You can take them both quite easily using the trank gun, so that's what we've done. And we've got to go and pacify James Batty. So it's a bit of a jog from here, but yeah, levels 1 and 2 are pretty much the same in this methodology, and it's really annoying because you really won't do more than just pacify targets. And yeah, I mean, look at this, you've got the exterminator there, and it's nice if even he poses a challenge. I mean, that'd have been a cool little condition, that he was an enforcer, so you've got to find a way around. I don't know, I think I'm just moaning about this because I really don't like these sort of objectives, but what can you do? So at this point, I do tweak his body a little bit, just in case the NPC who wanders around this area, I think he's a construction worker or maybe another exterminator, I can't remember. I've just moved the body in case he saw, and then make your way to the exit. Just crouch run at this point because there are two guys there who will catch you if you don't. And yeah, that's level 1. It's pretty simple, pretty bland. I don't know what more to add to that, really. So moving on to level 2, we're now given the condition that we've got to take out the runner. So I'm getting echoes of the last one, the Simmons concussion here, and I didn't like that one bit. So yeah, this isn't going well so far. So with the runner, we have to knock her out with a rake. Now, in principle, that actually sounded quite fun because I'd recently discovered that you can place a rake on the ground and it causes an accidental knockout. But because currently in the game, accidental knockouts, bar the trank gun, have been altered so that they actually cause body found, you can't do it. So I had this neat idea in my head that you could place a rake on the ground, she could knock herself out, and you could just go and deal with Batty. But that doesn't work. So instead you've got to go and get her in some quiet little area, knock her out, and then run for the exit. So I'm not happy with any of it again. I think if they'd have planned, if they wanted to do this with accidental knockouts, which based on having to get the mailman, I believe that is what they wanted, they really needed to release this later on when they fixed the accidental knockout issue. So yeah, I'm not particularly happy. I know there are solutions. I mean, I was looking on the Hitman forum and I saw 4the7 commenting on it saying there are multiple ways to do these levels. It's not as if it's difficult now, but you just look at it and you go, really? You know, it's not the difficulty that I'm moaning about. It's more a case of, it's as if they designed it for this purpose, so why release it if it's not ready? Yeah, but again, this is just a bit of a gripe. I mean, as you can see here, I was pretty much trying the same thing. Sorry, I wasn't trying the same thing. Thought I was going to do that then, but no, what I do is I decide I'm going to use the emetic syringe on it. I do it here because there's no one around, so it's a good time to use it on her. The one difficult thing I would argue with, though, is that she isn't in the best place to do it, because as you can see, she's going to go this way, and we don't really want her to go that way. We want her to go towards the park, and instead she goes towards the house. I'm trying to remember the name. It's the Hallam West house, isn't it? Hallam West. So yeah, this just didn't go great again. It's a bit more awkward because even though I'm allowed in the backyard with this disguise on, I realised straight away that she would be going to the fountain, and there are two gardeners right by the fountain. So it's not particularly great for that reason either, because, well, we've just got witnesses. So you have to time the knockout well, which, to be honest, it's my fault. I should have used the emetic syringe a little bit later. I should have got it nearer the part, but I thought, is it nearer? Obviously not. So just while I'm waffling on about this, I just want to point out that 9.2% of people who watch my videos are subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of the 91.8%, well not 91, 90.8% of people who do not subscribe to the channel and watch, consider hitting the button please. It's literally just right there while you're waiting for her to finish throwing up. So, you know, I've got time with you. Anyway, that gardener over there, he's just going to walk back to the shed wall, so as soon as we know he's got his head turned, bang her head with the rake. Hide her in this shrubbery, that gardener won't see, and yeah, we're going to make our way to the exit. Oh, hang on, I forgot, we haven't got Batty. Always Batty. Okay, let's go get Batty. How many times can I say Batty before it gets annoying? Alright, so we got the package. It's literally just the same thing as level 1, so I could skip this, but why will I at this point? So yeah, gotta jog again. I really wish these things would speed up a little bit. I mean, ideally as well, I could have dealt with Batty whilst she was throwing up, but the thing is you don't know where she's going to end up after, so to be honest, I prefer the reliability of just waiting and knocking her out than guessing with him. So yeah, maybe there's, well, not maybe, there's definitely a quick way of doing it, but I'm happy enough. So yeah, there's the package. Time you throw, because if he's looking it will count against SA, so like I say, don't throw it there, he will see you. So just get behind his back, then throw it. It's a shame it has to be the identical position really, but oh well. Just had a quick look around, no one's looking, so make your way to the exit. Level 3 is quite different, and I found it equal parts annoying and good, in the sense that level 3 introduces killing targets, but I didn't particularly like the way they did it. So we're going to move on to it. But yeah, exit, all done. So for level 3, I do bring coins with me, and I don't believe I bought the syringe. No, I bought the lockpick this time, for the simple reason we're going to go into Nolan Cassidy's backyard, so I need the lockpick. Now, put it like this, I really wish level 3 was a little bit simpler, because again, I believe it was set up for the accidental knockouts and how to use them, but they obviously haven't refined it, so this is what we're left with. But this is how I've done it. So we're going to start off the same way we've done all 3 levels so far. We're going to just go behind this tree, aim the karma, wait until the jogger is nearer to them, because if you fire it too soon, she'll sort of stand and stare at the body. So make sure that you wait until the jogger is near, then fire the trank. That way she'll run and find help for him. So pick up the newspaper, which we need for the new target, pick up the package. If you're like me, you might want to pick up all the newspapers. They are pretty handy as knockout devices. This time we're going to get the rake as well. So one thing I haven't pointed out about the rake, which if you've played this yourself you might already have noticed, the rake is quite destructible. I have dropped it, you know, by pressing the drop button, and it just breaks apart. I do not know why this happens, because I don't know any rake in real life that falls apart just because you've dropped it out of your hands. In fact, they seem to be more annoying than like the clatter. So maybe the devs could do with looking at that, because I think that is just more of a pain than anything realistic. So yeah, devs, come on, have a look at that. So yeah, at this point what we're going to do is we're going to get the new target first, because he's a bit of a pain. I wasn't particularly happy at him. As I said, I was on the Hitman forums, and I did take a tip from For the 7, just where he was discussing how he got the targets, or ways he found that you could get the targets. And yeah, he did reference that there was a good way to get this target using a coin throw. So I wouldn't have believed this. The reason I'm glad I looked there, because if anything, I was just curious if anyone was talking about the accidental throws. Sorry, the accidental knockouts. And I would not have believed that a coin throw there would get him. I'd have thought it would have got the politician or the sheriff guy by him. But hey ho, it's just things that you find out by exploring, but obviously it's something I wouldn't have thought about. So he goes all the way around. As soon as he's in the shrubbery, use the newspaper and knock him out. Now, part of the new conditions, which I haven't covered yet, but you can see on the screen, dump all targets in the Whittleton Creek. So on paper this sounds really easy. The difficulty is that even though the creek covers a large part of the perimeter of the map, there aren't that many points where you can dump bodies. So for instance, the nearest points for this body to be dumped are right where those two NPCs were talking as you enter this little area, and just by the shed up here. At least they're the only two I found. There might have been one that maybe I glanced over, but yeah, I'm not particularly happy about this. I think they needed to give you more options, and unfortunately these weren't great options. Anyway, that's target number 1 down. I found him the most annoying, so I was glad when I got him sorted. James Batty, we're just going to circle the house, we're going to throw the package at his head. There was a funny moment, and I'll try and get him picture in picture. I did actually knock this guy out with the package in hand, and I got failed. It was as if the AI was saying, hang on, you didn't knock him out with a thrown package. So if I was you, I would throw the package at him, because I'm wondering if maybe using the package in your hand to knock him out counts as like a melee knockdown. So whatever way, keep an eye out on that. So target number 3 now. This is the jogger, and you won't have as much trouble as I have with her here. I can only assume there's a bug or a glitch here, because you're going to see where she is on the map, and she's walking. So I thought, okay, I'm sure in a routine there's a point when she doesn't run, she just walks for a bit, so I wasn't too worried. The trouble is, she doesn't start running, so I'm 99% confident that she does run after these instants, you know, where she discovers bodies. So it's as if she thought, oh, I'm running, but she isn't. So yeah, this is more awkward than anything, because ideally you don't want to be waiting for her, but I had to. So I'm going to use the trank on this guy. What's going to happen is she's going to see his body, and she's going to go over to investigate it, and she'll get knocked out by the rake, which I'm going to bang on her head. So all of it's sound in principle. Trouble is, it's 4 minutes 30 nearly on the clock, and I don't think I actually knock her out until the 6-minute mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward, and you can watch me just following her to the body. Okay, see you in a moment, folks. So it's been about 2 minutes since I realised I was going to have to go and follow her, and you're going to see momentarily that she does see the body. So they're just walking with her, just plodding along, doo-dee-doo-dee-da. I actually decided to try and walk a bit faster just in case I needed to assist her in any way with the coin, but as you can see, body found.
Reporting a possible crime scene.
I've got to admit, she gets really official at this point, talking about possible crime scenes. I'm wondering if she's a paramedic or a doctor or police or something, but either way I find it amusing. Anyway, knock her out with the rake, drag her into the creek. There shouldn't be any witnesses because no one will actually be around to witness it, so just make sure you find the suitable point to drop her off and you'll be alright. Now if you aren't as silly as me, and you aren't waiting around for her like I was, you can use this time to get the paddle to get to the exit. Now I didn't use it, I didn't think about it fast enough, partly because I've also got the rake on my mind. I didn't want to be hitting her with the paddle instead of the rake. But yeah, you could have used this time to do this, which is to get the lockpick, open this door, and then grab the paddle from here. So really what you could have done is get the paddle, dropped it off by the exit, and then got the rake and got ready for her. But yeah, that's it folks. Thanks for sticking with me during the video, and I'll see you in the next escalation or the next Hitman 2 video. I'll leave a link at the top right just for more Hitman 2 videos. Check them out, plenty more on the way. Thank you very much, and I'll see you around. Bye for now everyone.
But he gets, well, he doesn't appreciate it the same way I do.
Well, Richard and I have similar interests, so it's really not that hard to get him to go along with my ideas. Although, I have to say, it's been challenging to find a good place for my old microfilm viewer. Right now, it's just collecting.